I spotted a gap in the workforce for working moms in 2016, and it led me to launch one of the only baby-friendly co-working spaces in the entire country. I started FlexpertJobs because I noticed another market gap supporting working moms. But the truth is, it wasn't just a gap in opportunity I saw for working moms, it was also one that I was standing and living in myself. The whole truth is, as an HR professional, I have a ton of experience with sourcing candidates, screening candidates, filling roles, understanding and interpreting job descriptions. But I also understood the consequence of needing and asking for flexibility as a working mom. But as a mom without a village, without besides my husband, I got to a point of desperation where flexibility was no longer a need for me in the traditional corporate workforce. It was an absolute must have to ensure that I could survive the season of life that I was in. But it was really embarrassing for me because while I could find candidates, I was struggling to find flexible roles that weren't entry level, that respected my experience, that were truly flexible, and allowed me to continue to grow and expand my skill set. If you're new here, my name is Nisha, and I'm the founder of FlexpertJobs.com. And today I want to tell you why I built FlexpertJobs and offer 5 really quick reasons why you should consider subscribing, not just to FlexpertJobs.com, but to this YouTube channel so that you can gain more insight into what this is that I am building. But shortly after welcoming my fourth child, I was well aware that the traditional corporate life no longer worked for me. And in truth, I didn't just walk away from my traditional corporate job, I negotiated my way out of that role. Another story for another time. But what I didn't know at that time was the consequence or the uphill battle that was finding work on the other side of that experience and identifying that need. Work that was truly flexible, work that paid me well, and that existed outside of a corporate office. And then my mom got sick. And when she got sick, that meant for the next 2.5 years, I was not only taking care of under two babies, but I was also caregiving for her and being responsible for her. And I felt as if I was on an emotional island and I was in a category, a work category that was foreign to most people, and it was non-existent as far as finding work that made sense for me. And the last thing that I wanted was to become financially invalid. And so fractional work and contract work really was what saved me and allowed me to continue to add income to my household and expand my career and my skill set. And it set me out on a journey of kind of being obsessed with finding remote first flexible roles like I was finding for myself. And when my mom died about a year ago, I'm so incredibly grateful that in that season, in this season, I did not have to subscribe to a FMLA timeline or pretending to perform for a corporate structure, pretending as if the sun was always shining in my household when I was also still struggling to navigate that season of life. Season, that experience really changed my focus, and it highlighted the fact that these were skills that I had that allowed me to survive the season and continue to thrive. But there were so many other working moms who, one, didn't even know that these types of well-paying, flexible, part-time, contract, freelance, fractional roles existed as a parallel opportunity within their traditional career, or they knew and they didn't know how to find them, or they knew how to find them and they spent hours, which most working moms don't have, trying to find these roles. That shaped what I decided to do next and allowed me the courage to build FlexpertJobs.com. And that's exactly why this exists. So Really quickly, I want to give you 5 reasons why you should consider subscribing to FlexpertJobs.com. The first is I do all the searching, so you don't have to, unless you are just obsessed with giving your time to research and sourcing and keeping up with all the places in which you can identify roles. You don't have to do that. The second is I prioritize serving the missing middle, and I do it on purpose. If you are someone who has 5 to 10 years of professional experience and you're tired of being offered entry level remote roles, but you also don't want to chase and pursue the corporate ladder, you're in this messy middle, this missing middle of work opportunities that are out there, but aren't always easy to identify. And I focus on those. I prioritize those roles on occasion because I recognize that career pivoters or just those looking for side incomes exist and they're here. I'll post roles beyond a certain threshold, income threshold. But for the most part, every single role I look for has a baseline minimum criteria that I source for. And that speaks to the third reason. That's standard. That standard is all roles are remote first, not hybrid, not remote for 2 months. All roles. They are also at a baseline of $25 an hour, again, unless they fit into certain criteria buckets that I think could be a great opportunity for someone. They offer flexibility in the lens of part time, contract, meaning for a season or project, fractional, where you can work a few days a week. There is some flexibility in there, maybe asynchronous environments that I look for before those roles get added to my list to share with my audience. The fourth reason is I talk to you like the professional you are. You are not someone who is just entering the workforce. You understand certain things that you don't need to be educated on how to nail a job interview, how to write a resume. These are basic things for maybe someone a little earlier in their career, but I would imagine that you understand the basics of that or at least how to find that. So I speak to you as a working mom who has experience, not just professionally as you do, but also know that you're looking for more than just your career information. You're also looking for how to be better at home, how to manage your finances, how to take better care of yourself. The whole person is who I speak to as a working mom. The fifth reason I encourage you to subscribe to this channel as well as to flexpertjobs.com is it's free and it will stay that way. Twice a week, you get job postings emailed to you. Now, I do have a paid subscription and it allows you to become a supporter, and being a supporter allows you to allow me to continue this and support other moms, or a founding member, which is a one-time payment forever. And that allows you to do a few things. Two of those things are to get early postings. Most jobs are posted on Tuesdays. If you are a paid subscriber to flexpertjobs.com, you get those early access roles on Tuesdays. And the second thing that it allows you to do is get an additional beyond the Tuesday. You'll get the free ones on Wednesday and Friday. And then you'll also get a weekly roundup on Saturdays that goes through all the roles that I've posted for that week and puts it in one place. And there are some additional perks there to upgrading as well. So I shared with you why I built Flexpert Jobs, and I hope that my story resonates with you a little bit, as well as 5 reasons why I think you would benefit from subscribing to the channel and joining me as I grow this beautiful community at flexpertjobs.com. Thank you so much for watching.